Hey guys, with version 2.4 just being 1 week away, it's time now to make a tier list for that exact version in Reverse 1999. There are quite a few characters to rank here, so I will try to keep myself short and make this rather quick. Starting off with ranking Barbara. The main usage for her is to provide shields to your team, and she is now heavily outclassed in that department, and that's why she belongs into the D tier. The same thing kinda goes for Melania. She's a main DPS for the Beast Afflators, but her damage is pretty mediocre right now, and she's even quite outclassed in her own Afflators, so I would need to put her in C tier. Keep in mind with Melania though, that she will rise the ranks once she unlocks her Euphoria in the future. Next up we have Willow and Tuesday. I will rank these two together because they belong together. You should not play one without the other. And they are top tier characters and they both belong into the S tier. So why is that? You could make an argument saying, hey, Tuesday should be ranked higher than Willow because Tuesday is more slottable. You can play Tuesday without Willow, but you cannot play Willow without Tuesday. That is very, very true. Although Tuesday's slottability is still not too great. You should always play her in a poison team, and that limits her slottability already. And when you provide Tuesday to Willow, Willow becomes one of, if not the #1 best main DPS in the entire game. So that just puts her into another level, and those are the reasons why I rank both of them together as top tier S tier characters in Reverse 1999. A quick disclaimer, Willow is just not S plus tier here because she is very, very limited when it comes to team building, right? Her slottability is 0. You have to play her not only in a poison team, but you have to play her together with Tuesday. And that's the only reason she's not S plus, because this fact limits her a lot. But moving on to our first S tier with Anionala. She is one of the best, if not the #1 best sub DPS in the entire game. She is not limited in any way. You can slot her into every single team and she will do just fine. Next up then we have Jay, which is the best DPS character when it comes to the Beast Afflators, and he now synergizes very, very well with another S plus tier character that we will talk about later. So his team building is great as you compare him with an S plus character, and he is the #1 best DPS when it comes to the Beast Afflators, and that grants him the S rank. We have Lorelei, which you can obtain her for free, and if I'm not mistaken you can even portray 5 her for free. That is great. She's very, very slottable. She will do fine in every single team that you slot her in, and she even has a place where she shines, which is in crit based teams. But even though all those things are very, very great, she is still outclassed in everything that she does by multiple other characters, and for that reason I cannot put her higher than D. Then the same case is true for Genesee. The main reason you play her here is the same reason you would play Barbara, and that is to provide shields to your team. Now she also heals, and it's overall a very, very solid character, but then again she's outclassed by other characters, especially one other character, and there's pretty much never a reason to play her, so she also belongs in that D tier. And I should make another disclaimer right now, and that is that I will only rank characters here that are actually worth ranking, right? So every character that I put onto this list is pretty solid, Every character that is not worth ranking is much, much worse than all those characters on this list. So keep that in mind moving forward. Next up I will rank Isolde, and she is very, very solid. Again, you can slot her into every team and she will do her job just fine. She has even a place where she really shines, and that is in burn teams. She has great slottability. Team building with her is great. She has a lot of characters that synergize very, very well with her, and therefore she is very solid and the perfect place for here is that B tier. Baccarola, that's a character that releases in our newest version 2.4 in 7 days of me uploading this video. So remember, this is a tier list only for the version 2.4. We are not looking further into the future than 2.4. And in that version, Baccarola is only solid. You have no synergy with her yet, other than Voyager and Matilda, and you would need to upgrade the Euphorias for Voyager and Matilda to make Baccarola work, and that's a huge downside. Keep in mind that Baccarola though is future proof, as in version 2.7 there's a character called Aleph, and he synergizes very well with Baccarola, and he will be the core of this team. So if you pull for Baccarola right now, then keep the things in mind, right? You have to upgrade the Euphoria for at least Voyager, and preferably even also for Matilda. And you have to save up resources to make sure that you can at least pull Aleph in version 2.7 once. I would recommend you even save up more resources and get some portraits for that character. If you do not plan to do any of these things, then skip on Baccarola and do not pull her, right? And that's why she's only, quote unquote, only in A tier in version 2.4, as the synergy for her is not quite there just yet. So with me mentioning Voyager and Matilda, let's go on and rank these characters as well. Yeah, Voyager, thanks to her gaining her Euphoria update, she now belongs into a team with Baccarola together. Though, yeah, that limits her slot ability, and she is not the star of this team, and yeah, she only has that option. If you don't play her with Baccarola, then she is completely unplayable. And that's why she belongs lower than Baccarola, as Baccarola will be the star of this team for now, until version 2.7 releases, keep that in mind. Yeah, and therefore she is a good character for that B tier. Keep that Euphoria in mind though. And I have mentioned Matilda. Where's she at? There we have her. She can also be part of this team, as her Euphoria update also makes her synergize with Baccarola and Voyager, although she is just like Voyager, but a little bit worse. And that's why she has to be lower ranked than Voyager, and that's why she is only in our C tier right now. Remember, right? All these three characters, they will rise in rank once version 2.7 comes around and we are able to pull for that new character, Aleph. Then we have Marcus, which, yeah, his slot ability first of all is very bad. You pair him with 3 supports most of the times, as he's very demanding in what he needs. And even if you give him everything that he needs, he's still like pretty mediocre, right? He's good, but nothing too impressive. And that's why I put him in our B tier. Sotheby, on the other hand, is, thanks to her Euphoria, an S+ tier character in the game. She is currently, right now, the best healer in the entire game. And she will remain the second best healer in the game once version 2.4 actually drops. Then she is on par with another character that we will talk about later. She will, Sotheby with her Euphoria together makes her the best healer in the entire game. And once version 2.4 drops, she is still the second best healer in the game. So yeah, that makes her S+ tier, no question about it. Moving on to Medicine Pocket. Yeah, that's a very mediocre character as well. She barely even made this list, so she belongs in our D tier, as yeah, her slot ability is good. You can play her in every team, but she is heavily outclassed in everything that she does. And yeah, that's why she's B tier. As I said, like, barely even made the list, so keep that in mind. Next up we have Spathledea, which her slot ability is also pretty much non-existent. You have to play her in teams that revolve all around Burn. And Burn is even nothing too impressive at the moment, so I really can't put her any higher than a C tier. Like, Yeah, in burn teams she thrives. She's kind of the star in these teams, but yeah, burn is nothing too impressive anymore, and she's overall not too impressive either. Then we have Jessica and Druvis, again 2 characters that I have to rank together, as you wouldn't play one without the other, honestly. You could, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. And there lies a big problem, because both of those characters now rely on today Euphoria. So Euphoria, yeah, that is something that is very, very expensive to upgrade, and the resources to max out one Euphoria are not easy to come by, as you would have to play the hardest content in the game, which is Reveries in the Rain currently. So yeah, keep that in mind. I have to put both of these characters into the B tier. They are no longer played in a poison team, as they were heavily outclassed right now in that department. They switched their roles, and they are now they make a team that is all based around the Petrify status condition. So yeah, they are nothing too impressive, but thanks to their Euphoria upgrades, they are back, and they have some viability again, and see some play here and there. And yeah, remember, these 2, Druvis and Jessica, they have to be played together, otherwise they will lose a lot of value. Moving on to a good boy, to our boy Pickles. Right now, version 2.4, he is nothing too impressive. I wouldn't recommend playing him right now, but keep in mind that in the future his Euphoria upgrade will elevate him to new heights. He might even very well become an S+ tier character, but yeah, more onto that when it's actually time. But for now, in version 2.4, Pickles is heavily outclassed, nothing too impressive, and belongs in the C tier. Then we have Fatudu, that is the second character that releases in version 2.4 together with Baccarola. And Fatudu is immediately S+ tier and will become the best healer in the entire game, next to Sotheby. And yeah, there you go. Best healer in the game, right? If you are the number 1 best character in what you do, then you are S+ tier. There shouldn't be any need to explain that. And there you go. We have a character that I will probably butcher the name for. Let me try my best though. I think she is pronounced as Jiu Nyangje. And yeah, she's one of the best DPS characters in the game still. She even synergizes very well with another S+ tier character in Flutterpage. So yeah, the release of Flutterpage was a huge buff for Jiu Nyangje and elevated her like from the A or maybe even B tier to the S tier. Again, she's very, very viable, and again, one of the best DPS characters in the game. Now, with me mentioning Flutterpage and spoilering in which rank she belongs, let's put her right there. She and Anjonala are the best sub DPS characters in the entire game. And they see, yeah, like I explained everything about Anjonala, that their slot ability is great. They can even be played in every single team out there. But yeah, if you provide them what they need, they absolutely shine and become one of the best characters in the game. So yeah, everything is great about them. Now let's move on to Tenant, who also in version 2.4 got a Euphoria update, but that is actually nothing too impressive, and she will belong into the D tier. She evolves around providing shields to your team, and yeah, you see the trend here, right? Every character that is not the S+ tier character that we will talk about later, that provides shields, is not that great to begin with. And furthermore, Tenant evolves all around the synergy with bullets, and the synergy with bullets is actually not quite there in this game yet. We don't know anything about that, but we might get a character in the future that will be S+ tier DPS that synergizes well with bullets. But yeah, this is all speculation. And right now in version 2.4, Tenant is outclassed when it comes to providing shields, and she does not provide the bullets to herself that she would need to actually be viable. And so yeah, she barely even made this list. but she got the Euphoria update that helps her in terms of stat increases and so on and so forth. And she belongs into the D tier, but also barely. Then we have Bekornbloom. That is a very, very solid character. It's like, yeah, spoiler alert, I will just straight up put her into the B tier. She can be slotted into every single team because she increases the damage that your team does no matter what. Emphasis here is on teams that with a main DPS that deals reality damage, as that's where she really shines. But the fact that her ultimate is very, very unique and prevents your enemies from using their ultimates and reduces their moxie, that is pretty viable. The reason she's not higher on the list is that her damage output is really bad, and that makes one of her skills completely useless, and therefore she is missing something. But she's still here, she's viable, and she can be played in many teams, and that's why I put her in B. The character 6 is next on our list, and he's a very solid character, like great debuffer, great buffer. He has a very strong, very good ultimate as well, and that's why I have to put him into our A tier. He just solely for the fact that he's outclassed by other supports, and he does not, as a support, provide any heal to the team, right? But keep in mind, he's a very good character. You can slot him into pretty much every single team out there, and you could never go wrong by playing him, no matter what your plan is. So that is very viable, that is very strong, and just the fact that he doesn't heal, and he's outclassed by other supports. That's the only reason he is A. But don't, you would never underestimate or sleep on him anyways. So just a quick disclaimer why he's an A. He's outclassed and he doesn't heal. And now we move on to Via. That will probably be a little bit of a controversial placing here. But spoiler alert, I will just put her in S straight away. And let me tell you why. Via does everything you could possibly want from a support. She heals, she cleanses debuffs, she buffs herself, and her slot ability is great. She shines in teams that are based around crit. But when it comes to healing, she's outclassed by two other healers in this game, Fatulu and Sotheby. And when it comes to her other support mechanisms, like she's also outclassed by two other characters in this game when it comes to her ability to support characters, right? I mean, sure, you could make an argument that she's better in crit teams than any other support in this game, sure. You could even make an argument that she's S+, and she would absolutely deserve it because she does everything you could possibly want, right? But in my opinion, she's outclassed in what she does. And that's why I cannot also put her into the S+ tier. In her role, there are two other characters that deserve this spot more than Via would deserve it. But, right, you can make a lot of arguments here. And you can put her into S+ tier, I wouldn't blame you. But for me personally, she belongs into the S tier. And she's knocking on the door to S+, but she doesn't deserve to get in quite. Like, it's very close though. We have Lopera, which, hear me out. So, Lopera is all based around the bullet synergy and the burn mechanic. She is an absolute powerhouse on herself, right? As an individual, she's very powerful. So I will put an A right now and then explain things further. You see a trend here, like as I explained with Tenant and with Spathulia, like the burn teams are not too great right now, and the synergy with bullets is like non-existent pretty much in this game at all, right? So teams based around burn and bullets are not too great to begin with. And this is what Lopera is all about, you know, and that is not great. That makes your slot ability very, very bad. And there are not many teams, or yeah, pretty much any teams that would be like on top of the meta or very, very high tier. And that is the only reason why I would put her in A. Like, again, as an individual, Lopera is better than anything that is in A right now and anything that I will put in A into the future. Individually, she's better than all of them. But I can't put her higher than A because of how the team building around her works. The synergy for her is on one side with the bullets not there, and the burn is not too great. So yeah, both of the things that she evolves around are very mediocre right now. But again, as an individual, she is a powerhouse, right? So don't underestimate her. It's just the team building around her is trash, and that's why she only is an A. Windsong, now that's one of the best DPS characters in the game, and straight up S+. Slot ability is great, team building around her is great, she has a lot of characters that she synergizes very, very well with, and she deals more damage than pretty much everyone else. Like, I wouldn't say she's the #1 best main DPS in the game, but she's definitely up there. Yeah, everything about her as a main DPS is just absolutely fantastic, and that's why she belongs in S+ tier easily. Next up then we have Getian, who also his slot ability is very, very great. He has a place where he shines, which is paired together with a main DPS that deals reality damage, and yeah, overall just very, very solid character that you can slot in everywhere, and he has a place to shine, as I just said. So, but he's also nothing like too impressive, you know, but he's viable, he's there, and perfectly made for the B tier. We'll have two characters that we will rank together, which are Semmelweis and Eternity. Those two now build a very solid foundation for a team. Now these two, they have to be played together. One without the other is unplayable, right? If you would only play Semmelweis or Eternity like alone, they drop D tier and they would barely even make the list. But these two together build a very, very strong and solid foundation to, for a team, right? You pair them with two supports, you pair them with shields and a little bit of heal and damage reduction, and they will be a very, very, very strong team, you know. And yeah, remember though, a very important notice is that you have to max out the Euphoria for Eternity. Otherwise, forget about it, you know. That's the downside. So yeah, they have some weaknesses, they have to be played together, you have to upgrade that Euphoria, and you have to have them both in the first place, right? But yeah, if you have them both, if you have that Euphoria for Eternity, they make a very, very solid foundation for a very, very strong team, and that's why I put them in A. Mercuria is the next character we're gonna rank, and she's like on par with Via pretty much. She does again, just like Via, she has everything for a support that you can ask for. She buffs you, she has the place to shine in crit teams, she heals, she provides everything to a team that you could possibly ask for. But again, the support role is very, very strongly, highly contested, and there are two characters that are just better than Mercuria, in my opinion at least. Even Via, I would say, is a little bit better than Mercuria, but not an entire tier worse. So yeah, S tier is still very, very, very easily deserved for Mercuria, and that's why she's here. Then we have Two Fairy. Now that breaks my heart a little bit, but yeah, she's a little bit outclassed in like pretty much every department. There are other characters for crit teams that provide more crit to the team. There are other characters when it comes to healing, they heal just straight up more, you know. And her ultimate is got a little bit power creep, doesn't hold up really well anymore either. But still, make no mistake, Tooth Fairy is still a fantastic character. Better than everything we have in B, easily to say. So she deserves that A tier. And let's talk about Astra real quick. Now, yeah, she provides Moxie to your team and she provides shields to your team. So it's solid. Like, you can't go wrong with stalling her in. But like overall, if you look at the full picture, then what she does is, it's just not enough anymore. It's you will always find better options. You know, there is pretty much never a reason to play her, but she's still better than everything that we have in our D tier. But yeah, C tier is the highest we could possibly go here, and that's why she's here. Now we have, yeah, one of the best supports in the game, maybe even the #1 best support in the game. And that is Kakania. The amount of damage that she provides to your team is insane. She increases the damage that your teammates do already. She stacks empathy, and she heals, and she does quite respectable damage by herself. So the full package that she provides to your team is massive. Don't put that out of context. So the overall value that you get by using Kakania as your support compared to the other supports in this game is just better and bigger. That's why she's in our S+ tier, as she's just simply the best support in the game, because yeah, for the reasons that I just mentioned. Moving on to Argus, she is also like one of the best supports in the game and also deserves that S tier. She provides everything. She deals a huge amount of damage. She cleanses debuffs. She provides a good buff to your team. She has a place where she shines, which is in crit teams. So yeah, also one of the best supports in the game. Kind of, like, she's outclassed by 2+ S tier characters, and Via is better. You could make arguments for Mercuria, but yeah, don't sleep on Argus. The damage output that she provides to your team is pretty huge. DK is next, and yeah, I think this comes as no surprise to anyone. She's D tier. She still deserves to be on this list though, because she is a healer. No, yeah, not the best healer by any means, but she can heal. She does damage. She has a solid ultimate, so everything that she does, which is heal and damage, it's pretty solid. But yeah, she's D tier, right? It's nothing special anymore, but still, she is very, very slottable, and everything that she does is at least solid, right? Not impressive, but yeah, she deserves to be on this list in D tier, no question about it. Then we have Lucy, and that is, in my opinion at least, she's S+ tier, no question, right? There is no argument that could possibly come up here that she's not S+ tier, but in my opinion, she's the #1 best DPS, main DPS in the game. She can be slotted into every single team, as she provides everything that she needs to herself with her ultimate. Her damage output is ridiculous, and she has even a place where she shines, and multiple places where she shines. She is very good in teams that evolve around using extra actions. She benefits from like flat damage increase. She profits from increasing her crit rate and her crit damage. She has good single target damage. She has good AoE damage. Like, she is, to me, the perfect character. Like, if you look for the best package as a main DPS, then Lucy is the best thing you can possibly get your hands on. 37. Now, yeah, she's very, very solid, right? She has good single target damage. She has good AoE damage. She provides multiple really good buffs to the entire team with her ultimate. She has a very, very strong extra action, like the only extra attack, I should say. The only thing that holds her back from not being higher on this list is the fact that she's really, really squishy. She's paper thin, and she can die really quickly, right? That's the only thing that holds her back from being a higher rank. But yeah, don't make a mistake, she's a very, very good character. Next up we have Carla. I think she's called Carla. And yeah, she's outclassed. She's nothing special anymore. Her slot ability is very, very mediocre. Like, she would be used as the main DPS in a team, and she just doesn't deal the damage anymore. Kinda as Melania as well. So not good slot ability, but yeah, she's better than everything that we have in the D tier. No question about that. And that's why she deserves the C tier. We have An Li, which yeah, right now is pretty bad. So she deserves nothing higher than the D tier. And she barely made this list. The reason why I decided to put her on here is that we already know we will get a Euphoria upgrade for An Li. That is pretty solid, and when that happens, she will rise the ranks drastically. But for now, since this tier list is about version 2.4, she is very bad. She should not be played and barely made the list, and that's why she's in D tier. Another D tier character is Necrologist. She is only here because, yeah, first of all, she's pretty solid, right? She increases your team's penetration rate and so on and so forth. The main reason she is here is that she can remove buffs from the enemy team. That is something that is quite unique, and that is the fact that helps her make this list, right? Without that, she wouldn't be here. She's not a good character by any means, but she has something unique to her that gives her a niche, so to speak. And there you go. We have another character that only made this list because we already know that we get a solid Euphoria update for her in the future, and that is Lilia. You would play her as your main DPS, and she evolves all around crit, so you would have to pair her with allies that increase her critical crit rate and damage. But right now her damage doesn't hold up anymore, it's not enough, don't play her. But in the future she gets a Euphoria upgrade that makes her somewhat viable. She will not be something completely special then either, but yeah, it has to be mentioned, and there she is in our D tier. Next up we have our last character that we're gonna rank, and this is Mrs. Bubble. Also, her Euphoria upgrade that she got made her incredibly good and one of the best characters in the game. She is, together with Kakania, those are the two best supports in the entire game right now, because the amount of the amount of shields that Mrs. Bubble provides to your team now is absolutely ridiculous, through the roof. And yeah, that is the very simple fact, right? Her ultimate is also very, very great, but she just keeps spamming shields onto your entire team. She is perfectly slottable. Like, she doesn't require anything. You can slot her into every single team, and she will spam the shields galore on everybody, no matter what, you know. So it's a perfect support to have at the moment, really. But remember, you need that Euphoria upgrade. So we have the two best main DPS characters on this tier list here, with Lucy and Winsome. We have the two best sub DPS characters on this S+ tier list, with Anyo Nala and Flutterpage. We have the two best healers in the game, with Sotheby Fatulu, and we have the best two supports in the game, with Kakania and Mrs. Bubble. Those characters are in our S+ tier because they dominate in the roles that they belong to. And that's it about the tier list. I hope that was fun and informative. If you enjoy Reverse 1999 content in general, please consider leaving a follow on my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until next time, take care of yourselves, have a great day, and bye bye.